Aloha and thank you for watching. Now, hopefully you've already done the prepare, preview, photo read, post view steps of all these books right here, because we're going to activate our syntopic reading subject on chess. We're going to go one by one, utilizing super reading and techniques to activate these books. Hopefully you've given 24 hours, 48 hours plus to incubate this information. It's kind of fun to see if the world gives you the answers to the questions you've already asked or have set up on your mind map. So of course you have your own giant mind map for this, and we're going to go just book by book. We're going to start from the first book down. Obviously this was the last book, so let's move everything over. Now, if you don't have your photo reading whole mind system yet, you can buy it anytime. I'd like you to pick it up through me. You're going to get a lot of benefits out of it. You can pick it up in the description in the link below. Yeah, get it today. Cool. You know, if you're going to buy it, I'd like you to buy it through me. Right on? Cool. So I see you. Hopefully you see me. Make yourself comfortable, get yourself prepared for this activation session of photo reading on chess. Comfortable seat, plant your feet on the ground. Stack your knees over your heels, and relax your spine. Take a comfortable deep breath in, and a long exhale. Good. Let's set up our technique to relax and prepare. Breath in. Imagine the number 3. Breath out. Relax. Breath in. Imagine the number 2. With a breath out, relax. Breath in, 1. And imagine you're holding an orange in your palm, left hand or right. Place this orange in the back top part of your skull as you imagine it. Touch your skull. Hover at 3 inches above that point. Relax your forehead, eyes. Now set your purpose. I want to learn more about chess. I am a novice. I want to become at least an amateur. Sounds fun to understand the beauty of chess, so I want to learn more about the beauty of chess and why it frustrates me and maybe how I can ease that frustration. So you make up your own purpose. Open your eyes. You're ready to activate. Now, of course, we all activate in our own way. We can activate at our own time. You are now picking up the information. We're going to start by focusing on our mind map, creating just a reconnection of how everything's set up. So, of course, if you have your mind map, chess is in the center. This is the main purpose, why to play chess, why chess is fun. Now, the way I set it up was with basics. The basics of chess are that there's 8 pawns, 1 king, 1 queen, 2 rooks, 2 knights, and 2 bishops. Okay? So created little lines to that. Now down here, put a little more advanced. I'm just saying that's probably like amateur or even more intermediate. Then over here, there was more advanced stuff, which is intermediate to probably advanced stuff, terminology. I'm not sure if any of that's correct yet, so hopefully the activation today says so. Then up here I had the master stuff, and hopefully some of these grandmasters and the US champions can teach us one of those maybe Sicilian defenses or Queen's Gambit, which would be really, really cool to be able to see happen on the board if you're playing another novice or playing another amateur. It'd be really fun. So anyways, let's get into it. Basic things in the basics, I know there's 64 squares, white versus black. The initial position is based on, there's many ways, but you could hold a white and black piece in your hands, shuffle them up, let someone else pick, and that's who starts. That's who starts. Awesome. Notations, I'd like to know more about. How to read notations on the chessboard. There were numbers and letters on each chessboard, which is really fun, really cool. There's game types, open and closed. I want to understand different kinds of checks, checkmates, points to that. Strategies and techniques and tactics should come. Understanding the middle game, how to get to that middle game would be awesome. General principles in between the moves and recognizing the two moves. I'd love to understand more of attacks and defenses, maybe understand how to trapping, sacrificing, and even creating what are known as skewers, forks, or otherwise, etc. There's end games to look into, understanding the methods of end games, what's a gambit, those such things. I really want to know how many combos, what openings there may be. So romantic, looks like there's flank, modern, classical. I want to understand what those mean, how to even put those into context on the board. Love to understand more recording games like notations, draws, combinations like attacks and tactics, chess etiquette, and mating stuff. Understanding the time clock and tournaments. And anyways, that's what I have basically put out on my giant mind map. So make sure you are yourself and you're trying to answer and create these questions on your own, and you've prepared, previewed, and photo-read and post-viewed each one of these books. Try to do it all in one day. One sitting is best, so you can let that information to really settle. So let's get started. Now I imagine that this will take just a few minutes. So of course I am going to spend more time activating each one of these books in a later video individually, so that we could take a little more time in them. So first, Chess for Beginners by I.A. Horowitz. He's a U.S. Open champion. I'm already prepared, so I'm ready to step into it. And actually, wow, surprising enough, I don't have all my tools. So pardon me for just a moment. Go ahead and get everything ready. Maybe you start activating now, and I'll just be back in just a moment. Got to get my prop. That time's always the best time, ain't it? Hopefully you got started. Keep going. You're doing great. And fantastic that you're even interested in this. You want to grow in this topic. Take this on any topic you're ready to grow into, whether it's physics or otherwise. Please allow it to open up what you're interested in, and more videos will come at difference in topics, other photo reading books. Anyways, let's get started. Chess for Beginners. You're in it already? Have fun. Basic rules. Awesome. Ready to jump in. 21. So the techniques I'm using is skittering, rhythmic perusal, dipping, super reading, is all of those things. I'm also going to integrate photo reading when I need to. I've already answered my first question, and I know which way the rook goes. Forward, right, back, or left. Horizontal, vertically I should say. Bishop goes diagonally. Excellent. Queen's most powerful. Goes vertically, horizontally, diagonally. 27 possible moves at its disposal. That's a lot of moves for the queen. Cool. The knights Looks like it goes diagonal and up 1, or over 1. You can go 8 different places, possible places. That's probably important to know, so you know where things lay. North or south, east or west. Good way to get a lay of the land of the board. Now this book is from the 1950s, so it's a little bit, some things may change as we go through different decades, different years. The pawn only goes forward. The pawn has something cool I want to know about, the en passant. It's like in position is what it's called. So already activation's occurring. It's a lot of fun. Pawns only can attack diagonally. I heard somewhere that the best offense is a good defense. Long live the king. Checks. Great. So you can block checks or move your king away from the hostile piece. And this has a lot of diagrams. Be sure you play some of these games out. On the later videos, we'll go through each book independently. We'll go through some of the diagrams. So if you can't get a check, the game is lost. That's checkmate. So there we go. We got some more basics of the game. Okay, there's point values. I was really excited about this. This is in the basics. Point values in battle. So the queen is worth 9 points. The bishop's worth 3, or the rook's worth 5 points. Bishop's worth 3 points. Knight's worth 3 points, and the pawn's worth 1 point. So you get to value each piece. You don't want to lose a rook because it's worth 5 points, and if you trap with a knight or a bishop to save your rook, you can take a queen by sacrificing one of them. It's really kind of, or you trap the queen, you can take it with like one of the knights or the bishops. There's so many possibilities to play chess. This is what's really fun about it. Getting better is just by practicing. There are pawn promotions, so you get to the end of the board, which is really fun, and you can get a new a second queen or a new rook or bishop, however you feel. It's recommended to get queens, but you want to get to the highest point numbers. There are such things called stalemates, which we'll get to later on. I think that's a more advanced, a little bit amateur or intermediate idea to understand how not to do it. Castling, very important. This one is something difficult. Okay, this just shows you how the castling occurs. It goes from king side to switches with the rook. The rook goes over 2 squares. Queen side, it goes to where the rook sits. It goes over, and the rook goes over 2 squares. Goes over 3 squares. Awesome. On the queen side, the king goes over 2 squares and the rook goes over 3 squares. On the king side, the king goes over 2 squares, the rook goes over 2 squares. So that's cool. It's the only time 2 pieces can interchange during the game. Oops. Oh, cool. Here's the question to en passant, captioning en passant. So let's see, if the pawn goes past beside another pawn, say it jumps 2, goes forward, white jumps 2 forward, black jumps 1 forward, or jumps 2 forward, the white can go 1 forward, and then the black, let's see, I think the black can take it. So yeah, if they're side by side, the en passant could be performed. There it is. So the white has to be on the 5th. There we go. The white has to be on the 5th rank. So it looks like from your side to that, there's ranks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As the pawn goes forward, if the black off the second rank row goes to the 4th rank, the white can take black in an en passant. Excellent. How to record games. Why record games? Every year the leading chess masters take part in tournaments and matches. So then you can replay them. So here's one notations. King side, queen side. Looks like I feel like this is already in me. The bishop, the knight, and the rook. There's pawn. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So say you wanted to go knight to bishop 3, to king side bishop 3. That would be a good move, up to over 1. Or you could go knight to king side rook 3. Cool. And then you jot that down, I assume, on a piece of paper, notation, just keeping track of what the game is. Chess notation is very important. This just goes through more of chess notation, how to. It's good to play these games out. Oh, it gives you also, there's captures, which is an X. Castle king side O-O. Castle queen side O-O-O. Moves 2 dash, a good move, exclamation point, a very good move, 2 exclamation points, a bad move, question mark, a very bad move, double question mark, check, CH, discheck, discovered check, double check, DBL and CH, and EP, captures in passing, in passant, EP, that's always fun to know. See, drawn games, insufficient mating material, draw by agreement. There's a 50 move rule in tournaments, just to keep the games interesting. Excellent. This is just moving into how the players play out, how they can work in the field. So this would be good to lay out some diagrams on the board to play them out. How to spot combinations and sacrifices. This is great. I want to get into this. This is further up into up here at top. So these the advanced and master stuff. Focused on imagination and creative abilities. This is great. Talking about the beauties of chess. Fantastic. Combination, 2 meanings. It's a series of moves, sacrifice, certain goal. Acting in concert, each participating piece contributing some necessary element to the plan. It's a gimmick. Sacrifice is a gimmick. It's a surprise gimmick. Quotes. Okay, now it's going to display the sacrifices of it. So yeah, this will be in a later video. I think I'll open that one up. I'd like to see that. There are lots of sacrifices that you can do. You can use pawns, you can use rooks, you can use, there's a loophole for the king. You can do queens, bishops, everyone can be sacrificed, but of course, you don't want to lose the king, that'll lose the game. (112), there's a loophole. Ooh, the pen. Wow, that's fascinating. I hope you find this as fascinating as I do. So hopefully you get into these books a little bit deeper as you go. Finding double checks are also sacrificing combinations. So there we go. So double checks. There we go, against a lot of answers. Traps in the opening. Awesome. The former king K1. Don't want to do that. I've done that a couple times in practice, and wow, how embarrassing. To lose in two, 3 moves. That's not great. You want to at least get yourself up to 6. This may shine a light on that. Attack against KR7, not kingside rook 7. Whoa. Trapping bishops, that's fun to know. Now a lot of these things are going to have to be just played out. Unless you can imagine in your mind the game played out. You got a great brain. Keep it up and you can do anything. Keep with it. You can break out of pins. That's interesting to know. Let's see. The pin is mightier than the sword. That's funny. Knight checks pawn. Oh, knight's pin. Pawn. Knight to knight. Whoa. Okay. To pull any of these moves off in a game would take a great memory, and hopefully this is where it goes too. Unexpected replies. There are some positions which almost require a sign of reading hands off. Oh, the bait. Will you take the bait? This is a good book to work on rhythmic perusal, just gently crossing the lines, sentences, tops of the words. Of course, super reading is still a combination of all those things, skittering, photo reading, dipping, rhythmic perusal. Wow, that's fantastic. Pointers on opening play to the beginner. Opening play seems a simple matter, but it's not. There's a lot to do. So what's done in the opening will determine the course of the game. This is 100% true. So this should be followed. Make sure you focus on the openings. This is fantastic. So even the opening should really be put over here in the basics. Make sure this practice openings, and you could probably take on an amateur. If you're a grandmaster, I'm sure you're not watching this video. Let's see. So get comfortable. Castling. It's generally not played at once, but it is well to get the move in some time during your first 10 moves. So castle in the first 10 moves, keep track of it. This can help out defense from attacks. That way you can counterattack, create combinations, check, double checks, and let them sacrifice all their pieces right in front of you as you set up their king for checkmate. Ah, okay, so avoid moving the same piece or pawn twice. Don't fall in love with the piece. That's a beginner's mistake, okay? I think I've done that a couple times, but always move a different piece. Pay attention across the field. Maybe specifically, avoid repeating pawn twice. Develop knights before bishops. That's a great opening tactic. Pull one knight out, the other knight out, line them up, take them down. I've seen this one move with two bishops in diagonal side by side, and all it took was one move of the queen to checkmate me. It was amazing. I was like, aha, okay, I am a lot of way to go. Long way to go. Avoid early queen development. So let's see what they're asking for. How many moves you should wait. So don't lose time. Wait free of charge. Blah blah blah. So it's the most important piece. So you want to keep it as long as you can. You want to keep it to the end. So bring it out. Bring it out once you set up your defense, unless it's necessary. Castle early. Within 10 moves. Great. Control the center of the game. So this is the middle game. Experience and theoretical study have shown that the center squares are of the greatest importance. Control. What do you mean by controlling center? Pawn control. King 4 controls the square. King, bishop 5, and queen 5. Any hostile force advancing to those squares can be captured. Avoid excessive pawn advances. That's good. So that goes back to the original, like, don't use two pawns at once. Okay, so if they go past the 4th rank, they can defend each other easily, but they can't after that. Okay, so stay away from the 5th rank with pawns. Try to set up defenses in the 4th. This one buck's taking a while, but it's okay. Okay, getting back to a review. This is nice to review. If playing white, begin with pawn king 4. If playing black, answer pawn king 4 with pawn king 4. Avoid moving the same piece or pawn twice. Develop knights before bishops. Avoid aimless early moves with the queen. Castle early in order to safeguard your king from hostile attack. Control the center or as many squares as possible. Avoid excessive pawns advances. So stay behind rank 4, 5. So you see they can protect each other. And black's opening play must generally be more conservative than white's, being a move behind. Okay, don't be aggressive if you're going to be on black. So there we go. See fundamental in-game positions quickly on in-game. I want to understand the methods after opening thought process. Okay, so that was after. Yeah, so we got the after opening thought process. Getting into the mid game, we want to command the center. That activates that. So in game, I want to understand gambits. I bet gambit will come up. Okay, setting up the king, keeping yours out of danger. Keep on moving through this as you go. I think this will be the Activate video for Chess for Beginners by Horowitz. And we'll do one video at a time. This will be a long video if I keep activating these books all at once. Working pawn endings, great. Rooks and queens are the best, well, the only ways to capture king. There are some pawn can help capture king, but if you just have like a bishop and a knight, you're gonna take there's very rare circumstances to capture the king, but so focus on keeping your rooks and your queens available throughout the game so you can make a successful end game and a little bit more aggressive end game too. You already done all that defense, but it's about time to do some offense now. Other types of endings. Bad bishop. That's funny. Black is stalemated, huh? Oh, so if you have the bishop on black, obviously you can win, but if you have the bishop on white, you cannot. Interesting. Stalemate is not something you want to do, by the way. It's something you want to stay away from. Resign first. Or ask for a draw. Stalemate is, yeah. It just means you couldn't figure out the puzzle of how to win. So make sure you just don't stalemate. Just figure out the puzzle. You can do it. You're smart. And then in the back is illustrated games. This is really cool. So maybe do a few of these games, which would be amazing. That'd be fun. Chess etiquette, touch move. Chess etiquette. Yeah, I wanted to understand that more. There is forgot where I recognized that. There it is, chess etiquette. Yeah, this is at the end of the book too. Cool. Pleasantly. The player touch rule. If you touch it, you move it. That's your move. The gentle art of annoyance. Oh, so you're trying to disturb your opponent as much as possible, distract his attention of the game. Huh. You can talk to your opponent. So it is a deceptive game too. If you're face to face with someone playing, rather than just playing on your own or playing a computer, deceive them. Play a little poker face. Talk to them. Get them out and get them out of their head and into yours, or get into their head by getting out of it. Ah. You can call it you touched it if they touched it. This is just Just small tactics. For beginners, got to build confidence. So if you're not gonna be able to handle losing, well, be careful. You might lose a piece. And that is Chess for Beginners by I.A. Horowitz. I think this video is wrapped up now. I've activated this pretty good. I'm pretty happy about what I've learned. I can't wait to play some chess. I will put up another video so that we can play some of the illustrated games on the back right here. But be sure you try it out on yourself. Activate the rest of these books one video at a time. Sorry that I thought this video would be faster, but activation takes a long time. So this is how it's going to be. I'll do one book at a time. I hope to see you in the next video for the activation session of Strategy and Tactics in Chess by, I believe it's Dr. Dr. M. Yu. So, have fun playing chess. Get your giant mind map and just have fun activating this information. It's going to activate over years to come. So, you know, maybe you find yourself in a tournament someday just because you photo read some chess books. How cool would that be? Of course, if you don't have your photo reading course, I'm here for you. I have it in the link below. It's a great place to pick it up. Yeah, I'm looking forward to your experience, and get to reading. This is a lot of fun. It actually feels good in the brain. And yeah, it's really exciting because 7 years ago when I wanted to give this out, I wanted to give it out because it's fascinating enough to know that there's something that you can build your brain and true potential with. So 6 years later, yes, I want to sell it now. I want you to buy it from me. So go ahead and click in the link below and have a great day. Check out the next video. Oh, and happy reading, my friends.